Good morning. Oceans are always popular in watercolor. The colors glow and they're fun to paint. I added a baby sea turtle to my beach, but you could add your favorite beach find to make your painting unique. Start with a light wash of sky blue. I'm using cerulean blue. Wet the paper down to the foam line with clean water and paint that blue over everything. I'm planning to paint the cresting waves with some opaque white at the end of the painting, so I don't have to paint around them with this wash. That makes it a lot easier. Dry this well. We're going to be drying a lot of layers in this lesson. Next, mix a sand color. It may take you a few tries to get a color you like, but be sure to mix up plenty of sand color. I wash on a little bit of this color, and then I fold my reference photo and compare that to the color of the beach. I think my color might need a hint of purple. For this, you can paint right over the turtle, but be sure your turtle outline is dark enough that you're going to be able to see it later on to paint it. Paint the beach color right up to the foam line, and then leave the foam white and paint some of the beach color above the foam, going into the water. You can see the beach through the thin wave of water, so you want a little beach color up there. While this wash is still wet, you can use black or dark gray to add a few areas of shadow under the foam. You don't want a solid line of black, just maybe 3 areas. And then once again dry it well. Your beach was going to look better if it's darker at the bottom. While it's still wet, I'm streaking in a little bit of raw sienna. Not much, just a touch, just to add some variation. Underneath the cresting waves, you need a green blue or a turquoise. And you can add a few streaks of that in the incoming tide. I'm using cobalt turquoise light. We're going to build up the color in the water with many layers of color. Now for the water in the far distance, mix a puddle of ultramarine blue or a darker blue. Start with darker paint at the horizon line and then add more water so the paint gets lighter as you come down to the top of the cresting wave. This time paint around that crest. You can add even more water to your blue and continue painting down with mostly water to the foam line. You want a gradual change of color in your ocean as it gets deeper. Just dry well in between layers. The distant land. The distant hills could be green or brown or blue or black or even purple. And you can paint 1 or 2 or none. It's up to you. Some good tips for painting distant land masses are to start at the top with a line of color, rinse your brush, and work the color down. This leaves the mass darker at the top and lighter at the bottom, which is a nice look. Or paint color at an angle along the top, rinse your brush, and soften. Which do you like better? Dry these well. Now that the basic washes are in, you can add some ripples and currents in the water. Anytime that you like your water, if you're happy with it, you can stop there. But I want to add more ripples. I'm using the green blue to add more ripples to the bottom of the water. And the same color goes in the top of the sky to darken it up. If you look at the reference photo, the front swirls in the water are lighter. I've outlined a few and I can still see the outlines. I'm using a damp brush to reactivate the paint in the swirl area and then lift up the color with a paper towel. You can just keep playing with your water until you're happy with it. Add more layers of color or lift swirls up. The far away water can be pretty dark, so give yours as many layers of color as it needs. And a darker turquoise shade under the cresting wave. To make the foam look more realistic, dot some gray in the lighter foam area and the cresting wave. There isn't much actual white left in the foam. Now it's time for some opaque white for finishing. I'm using Bleed Proof White by Dr. Martin. Opaque white gets dotted in random areas in the foam and crest, and be sure to create foamy spatters at the top of the wave. The distant ocean could have tiny white caps, but keep the faraway ones very thin and small. The front water can have more swirls and thicker swirls with white, and the foam gets a little more definition. If you keep the reference photo in front of you while you paint, you can see where the white actually goes. Now the rest of the painting is done, and it's time to paint the sea turtle if you want one. This cute little guy is mostly dark gray or black, a little lighter on the top where the sun is hitting it. I'm using an ink pen to draw the lines on the shell. You could use an ink pen to do the whole little turtle if you like. The detail is pretty small. He's mostly black. His stomach is gray with a dark shadow underneath. My shadow is looking like part of the turtle, so I lift some up with a paper towel. It's nice to use some of your beach color to suggest drag marks in the sand, coming from his fins. The top of the shell and the head are a bit lighter where the sun is hitting it, which you can re-wet and lift or add with white. Are you done? Do you like your beach? You can always add more texture to a beach with spattering. Cover the ocean with a paper towel and spatter beach color onto the dry beach. You can spatter paint by tapping a loaded brush on your outstretched finger. If it's too dark, dab some of it back up with the paper towel. You can also spatter opaque white onto your beach to add sparkle on your sand, but be sure to wipe the spatters off your turtle. For maximum beach texture, you can rub leftover sand color into the area with a fairly dry brush. And do you remember that we wanted it darker at the bottom? You can still add that if yours isn't darker. One last option is to add white clouds or a sun in the distant sky with opaque white or lifting. It really is hard to quit painting. I hope your ocean, beach, and turtle turn out well. This is a great painting for a bathroom or a beach house, so share your work today. Make someone smile. Happy painting!